first thing I want you to know is I feel you. I empathize with you. I don't judge you. I'm sure you're a good person and you should not be embarrassed about it because there are tens or hundreds of millions of other people in your shoes. So knowing that you're not alone, I think is an empowering thing for most people because a lot of people look at their lack of savings, look at their poor financial skills, and they feel guilt, shame, and embarrassment.
Hmm.
And you shouldn't. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. But the second thing you should know is that it is in your control. Ronald Reed came from the most humble, if not impoverished background that you can imagine. And even as an adult, he spent his entire career as a janitor and a gas station attendant. And when he died, he left millions of dollars to charity. And everyone was like, where the janitor has millions of dollars? Like, what in the world happened here? And the answer was he saved what little he could. $10 here, $20 there, maybe $100 here. He invested in the stock market. He left it alone for like 70 years, and that's it. If you have the right behavior, if you have the right mindset, you don't need much else to even achieve extraordinary returns over time.
36, desiring less can have the same impact on your well being as gaining more money. To be content with what you have is the deepest way to enjoy the house you've purchased, the clothes you wear, and the vacations you take.
But with as much emphasis, with as much strategy and will, I want to think about my expectations and keep my expectations in check. And when you realize that wealth is what you have versus what you want,
Hmm.
and the wider that gap is, the worse you're going to feel. The narrower that gap is, the better you're going to feel. The idea of being gracious and having gratitude for the world that we live in, for what we have rather than what we don't have, for me, it takes effort to do that. And it sounds kind of mushy and wishy-washy. Like, how can that possibly be a thing? Nothing in psychology, I think, is more powerful than keeping your expectations in check and being gracious for what you already have. There's a great quote from Stephen Hawking, the great scientist who, of course, had ALS and had absolutely no control over his body. He could not even speak. And he said, my expectations were reduced to zero when I was 21. And he said, everything else since then has been a bonus.
Oh, because what you're saying is whether it's constantly comparing yourself to other people or having outsized expectations for where you are, or the power of being grateful and just stopping for a minute that you are where you are and that you can change your behaviors based on everything that you've shared with us today,
Yeah.
that's a foothold
Yeah.
to be able to work with.